Renegade Immortal Episode 94. Senior, do you have any Immortal Jade here?
Ah, Watagi, sans you.
Coming back to the Soul Refining Sect, just for the Immortal Jade. I bet if you weren't short on Immortal Jade, you probably wouldn't have come back at all. Indeed, Dun Tian still understood Wang Lin. But even so, Master Dun Tian still gave him everything.
Friends, picking up from last time.
As we all know in Renegade Immortal, to break through to the soul transformation stage as soon as possible, Wang Lin rushed to the Soul Refining Sect after visiting the descendants of the Wang family. However, just as he entered the Soul Refining Sect, Wang Lin discovered that the disciples within the sect were less than 1/10 of their former number. Furthermore, only 3 gold rings remained hanging in the sky. You've returned. Immediately, Dun Tian slowly walked out from a blood ring. Compared to before, Dun Tian appeared even older and his body emitted a strong aura of death. Wang Lin carefully sized up Dun Tian for a moment. That's right, he could see that Dun Tian's lifespan was already depleted. You can tell. No matter. This old man still has a few years left, I won't die so easily. This laugh seemed to disperse much of the death aura around him. Senior, do you have any Immortal Jade here?
You, sans you.
Coming back to the Soul Refining Sect, just for the Immortal Jade. I bet if you weren't short on Immortal Jade, you probably wouldn't have come back at all. For the Billion Soul Banner, I would have returned as well. Good. The Billion Soul Banner is yours. This old man's soul in a few years will also be yours. Even this entire Soul Refining Sect will be under your command. If you don't like it, you can abandon the Soul Refining Sect in this place. But you must remember, I have treated you so well, so you must repay me. And what Dun Tian wanted in return was for him to protect the Billion Soul Banner and strengthen the Soul Refining Sect, elevating it to a level 6 cultivation country. Tsang Miao, do you understand? Good. Follow me. Then, the two arrived at the Soul Refining Sect's cave in the back mountain. This place is the forbidden ground of my Soul Refining Sect. Only those who have mastered the soul-devouring art can enter. Although the cave was not large, the wall directly ahead was lined with over 30 memorial tablets carved from Immortal Jade. It turned out these were the memorial tablets for the Soul Refining Sect's past soul transformation cultivators. Dun Tian brought Wang Lin here to help him break through to the soul transformation stage. However, he didn't know that the Soul Refining Sect had almost no Immortal Jade left. Although they had accumulated a great deal on the 4 Saint Stars, after tens of thousands of years and having nurtured over 30 soul transformation cultivators, it had long been exhausted. But you don't need to worry. If there isn't enough Immortal Jade in the end, I'll take you to go steal some. No matter what, I will ensure you successfully reach the soul transformation stage in a short time. It turned out that since the time of the sect's ancestors, the disciples of the Soul Refining Sect had never worried about a lack of Immortal Jade. Because once they set their sights on the Immortal Jade of a certain sect, they would carry the Billion Soul Banner to their door and plunder it. After all, the Billion Soul Banner was a magic treasure that even the Vermilion Bird Divine Emperor was extremely wary of. With this treasure in hand, the Soul Refining Sect naturally ran rampant unopposed. At this moment, a rumbling sound echoed as 2 person-sized pieces of Immortal Jade rose from the ground. Wang Lin observed them carefully. These 2 huge pieces of Immortal Jade, although inferior in quality to what he had used before, were immense in volume, so the immortal spiritual energy they contained was naturally much denser. The 2 pieces of Immortal Jade then surrounded Wang Lin, one in front and one behind. As soon as this immortal spiritual energy was released, it was absorbed by Wang Lin into his body. Watching from a distance, Dun Tian secretly nodded. After a moment of contemplation, he slapped his bag of holding. The next second, 7 small flags flew out, landing around Wang Lin's body. Dun Tian formed a hand seal and pointed into the void. Instantly, screens of white light rose from the lines connecting the small flags, completely enveloping Wang Lin. Tsang Miao, with this, under the protection of my formation, you can certainly cultivate in peace. I have always been generous to you, never stingy in the slightest. The immortal spiritual energy continuously reshaped Wang Lin's body. At the same time, the original spiritual energy in his body was also rapidly transforming. As time went on, Wang Lin's understanding of immortal spiritual energy grew more profound. 4 soul transformation cultivators, once they master immortal spiritual energy, many magic treasures powered by spiritual energy cannot withstand its force and become unusable. However, there is also a special class of magic treasures in the world that cannot be activated with spiritual energy. Only with the help of immortal spiritual energy can their true power be unleashed. For example, Wang Lin's immortal sword and the god-slaying chariot are such treasures. However, even a vast supply of immortal spiritual energy will eventually be completely absorbed. One day, the two pieces of immortal jade in front of and behind Wang Lin developed cracks on their surface, accompanied by faint cracking sounds. You too, am I really certain to die today?
Who are you?
I am Tsang Nyo. With only a soul formation cultivation, I killed Li Yuanfeng of the Snow Domain country and the ancestor of the giant demon tribe. That Tsang Nyo. Sigh, today, this old woman indeed cannot keep you here. How tough is Wang Lin with Dun Tian backing him up? He doesn't even take late-stage soul transformation cultivators seriously. Picking up where we left off. As we all know, in Renegade Immortal, Wang Lin returned to the soul refining sect to break through to the soul transformation stage. However, what he didn't expect was that the soul refining sect had almost no immortal jade left. After Wang Lin absorbed the last two pieces of immortal jade, Dun Tian said, "Not bad. Let's go. This old man will take you to steal some immortal jade. This is a tradition of our soul refining sect." At that time, above a swamp in the west of Pilu country, two figures appeared, one old and one young. That's right, these two were none other than Dun Tian and Wang Lin. Dun Tian stared at the swamp below. Immediately, he waved the soul banner in his right hand. Instantly, countless souls howled out, sweeping out in all directions. At this moment, it was as if the heavens and earth changed color. Then with a flash in his eyes, Dun Tian yelled, "You rats of the corpse devil sect. Your grandpa Dun Tian from the soul refining sect is here. The rules are the same as always. Quickly offer up the immortal jade." Hearing this, Wang Lin couldn't help but chuckle. At the same time, two figures were seen whistling over like lightning.
Dun Tian, you old ghost. This time, we can't give you the Immortal Jade.
Yanu. My lifespan is less than 2 years. You people from the soul refining sect are a bunch of lunatics. Just because your lifespans are ending, you're completely unafraid of death, using your billion soul banner to steal people's immortal jade. Today, if you give me the jade, I'll leave. If you don't give me the jade, I won't fight you either. But all the poisonous insects in this swamp, I'm going to exterminate their entire species.
Old ghost, why must you do this?
If you make a move, let's not even talk about whether your soul refining sect will face our retaliation. Just this junior beside you, I can tell you with great certainty, he will definitely die. At this moment, Wang Lin smiled faintly. He pointed into the void with his right hand. The immortal sword in his bag of holding shot out in response. Powered by immortal spiritual energy, the sword gleam was as fast as lightning, whistling through the air with world-splitting power. Seeing this, the old man's expression changed drastically. He quickly took out a turtle shell magic treasure from his bag of holding and threw it into the air to block the sword gleam. However, with a loud bang, the turtle shell shattered instantly. At the same time, the sword gleam was also blocked and dissipated into nothing. At this moment, the old man's face was extremely grim. His gaze was fixed on Wang Lin. Am I really certain to die today?
Who are you?
He hadn't taken Wang Lin's cultivation seriously. However, he never would have imagined that the person before him actually possessed an immortal sword. I am Tsang Nyo. With a soul formation cultivation, I was able to kill Li Yuanfeng of the Snow Domain country and the ancestor of the giant demon tribe. That Tsang Nyo. Sigh. Today, this old woman indeed cannot keep you here. Although she had already cultivated to the late soul transformation stage, and dealing with Wang Lin was not a difficult matter, with Dun Tian present, she had no chance at all to move against Wang Lin. Enough with the nonsense. According to the rules, give me half of the immortal jade. Half is fine. But, old ghost, the immortal Forsaken clan is about to launch a second attack. If my corpse devil sect cannot hold out, you must help us once. That depends on how much this half of your immortal jade is. It will be enough to satisfy you. And so, Dun Tian took Wang Lin and plundered a large amount of Immortal Jade. At the same time, Wang Lin also witnessed Dun Tian's domineering nature. See that? This has been the way of our soul-refining sect for tens of thousands of years. In the future, when you hold the billion soul banner, you must also be like this. Wang Lin gave a wry smile, because he didn't agree with Dun Tian's methods.
Time flew by.
In 3 months, Dun Tian took Wang Lin across 4 level 5 cultivation countries. Everywhere they went was like a swarm of locusts passing through. Even some cultivation families were affected and had to offer up their few pieces of Immortal Jade. Humph, this 9-leaf tattooist of the Immortal Forsaken clan has caught up. Tsang Miao, watch closely. See why Ascendant cultivators are so wary of this billion soul banner. How strong is the billion soul banner? Even an Immortal Forsaken clan's 9-leaf tattooist must be respectful towards Dun Tian. Picking up where we left off. As we all know, in Renegade Immortal, Dun Tian took Wang Lin and plundered the Immortal Jade of several level 5 cultivation countries. However, by the time they reached the 4th level 5 cultivation country, Dun Tian's path of plunder finally infuriated the local soul transformation cultivators. 4 of these cultivators joined forces to besiege Dun Tian. But in just an instant, the 4 soul transformation cultivators were defeated. If Dun Tian hadn't had any killing intent, one of them would have likely become part of the billion soul banner. Dun Tian acted so arrogantly along the way that Wang Lin had to wear a straw hat to hide his face. After all, the sects whose Immortal Jade was plundered would inevitably come looking for trouble.
Time flew by.
3 months passed, and Dun Tian stopped his plundering because the Immortal Jade they had gathered was already enough to help Wang Lin break through to the soul transformation stage. In the future, when you need Immortal Jade to advance your cultivation, you'll have to go steal it yourself. Remember, in the cultivation world, especially for soul transformation cultivators, the way to get Immortal Jade is to steal it. Upon hearing this, although Wang Lin nodded in agreement, he didn't agree with Dun Tian's method of stealing Immortal Jade. If it were him, he would absolutely show no mercy. Either don't steal at all, or steal cleanly and thoroughly. Since enough Immortal Jade had been gathered, Dun Tian took Wang Lin and prepared to return to the soul-refining sect. However, on the way, a cloud of black fog, as if swallowing heaven and earth, came howling towards them. The Immortal Forsaken clan. It seems the Immortal Forsaken clan has launched its second attack on the Vermilion Bird country. I can feel that within that black fog, there is a tattooist equivalent to a mid-stage soul transformation cultivator. As for whether there is an ascendant cultivator, I can't tell. You release the soul banner, and we'll charge through. Immediately, Wang Lin grabbed at the void with his right hand, and the billion soul banner inside his body instantly materialized, tightly wrapping his body. Dun Tian also released his billion soul banner. The two of them, like 2 black meteors, charged towards the black fog of the Immortal Forsaken clan. At this moment, within the black fog, a large number of Immortal Forsaken clansmen appeared. However, just as those clansmen were about to attack, a sharp rebuke came from deep within the black fog. Then, a middle-aged man with no runes or markings on his body slowly walked out. By his side, a hunchbacked old man followed closely. That's right, this old man was the very same 7-leaf tattooist who had pursued Wang Lin in the land of the Forsaken Immortals and was ultimately tricked. After all, the hatred between the two was already deep-rooted. If he were to recognize Wang Lin, it would undoubtedly lead to a life-or-death battle. But at this moment, Wang Lin was not only wearing a straw hat but was also completely enveloped by the soul banner, so the old man naturally couldn't recognize him. Haha, you two from the soul refining sect, stay where you are. A 9-leaf tattooist. The soul banner around Dun Tian's body stirred slightly, and a massive number of souls howled out. Among them, 13 purple gold souls, like descending deities, filled the surrounding area. Charge! The next second, those souls immediately went into a frenzy, howling in all directions. Any Immortal Forsaken clansman below the 7-leaf level died instantly upon contact. Seeing this, the middle-aged man frowned slightly. It turned out, it had taken him 1,000 years to advance to the 9-leaf realm, equivalent to the early ascendant stage of cultivators. He had never witnessed the power of the billion soul banner from back then. He had only read about it in the clan's records, that in the Great War tens of thousands of years ago, this banner was hailed as one of the magic treasures most feared by the Immortal Forsaken clan. At this moment, his expression was grim. With a wave of his right hand, the surrounding black fog quickly dispersed, and all the immortal Forsaken clansmen retreated with it, creating an empty area. Dun Tian laughed loudly, and taking Wang Lin, quickly charged out. In the blink of an eye, they left the black fog and flew into the distance. Wu Yan, you take our people and continue forward.
Rendez-vous with the young patriarch.
I'm going to test the power of that billion-soul banner. Yes. At that moment, Dun Tian suddenly stopped in mid-flight. This 9-leaf tattooist of the Immortal Forsaken clan has caught up. Sang Niu, watch closely. See why Ascendant cultivators are so wary of this billion-soul banner.
Dun Tian wasted no time on word.
He directly formed a hand seal.
Soul banné danse. All soul, 10 main trappe.
In an instant, the world went dark, as if the entire sky was covered by a black curtain. Within it, 13 purple gold souls stood proudly, their gazes sharp and fixed on the middle-aged man who had appeared. Watch closely. This is the true use of the soul banner.
Soul formation, Tirtine. Junior, you are seeking death. Senior, please calm your anger.
This junior has no malicious intent. I just wish to have a match with the renowned fellow Taoist Sang Niu of planet Vermilion Bird, that is all. Who would have thought that on planet Vermilion Bird, someone would still dare to challenge our boy Sang Niu to a match right in front of Dun Tian? Picking up from last time. As we all know, in Renegade Immortal, after stealing enough Immortal Jade, Dun Tian took Wang Lin and planned to return to the soul refining sect. But unexpectedly, on the way back, they were blocked by a 9-leaf tattooist from the Immortal Forsaken clan. Faced with the 9-leaf tattooist, whose strength was comparable to the early Ascendant stage, Dun Tian also unleashed the true power of the Billion Soul banner.
Soul formation, Tirtine.
The next second, 500 million souls, with those 13 main souls as the core, formed a spectacular formation. This formation was so intricate that even Wang Lin couldn't comprehend it at all.
Init Soul.
As soon as Dun Tian's voice fell, a stream of black chi rapidly condensed into a giant hand and reached for the 9-leaf tattooist. However, the middle-aged man didn't rely on any magic treasures. He only uttered a single word, freeze. The giant black hand instantly froze in place. Humph, as expected of a 9-leaf tattooist. You do have some tricks up your sleeve.
Tirtine Soul merge.
Immediately, the 13 late-stage soul transformation main souls swiftly merged into one. When this soul appeared, it seemed as if heaven and earth trembled.
Ascendant.
That's right. This soul, formed by the fusion of the 13 main souls, had already reached the Ascendant cultivation level. However, this was only a fraction of the soul banner's power. Get lost.
10 soul man won't kill you today.
Upon hearing this, the middle-aged man's anger surged within him. Because if Dun Tian didn't have the billion soul banner, with his strength, he could have easily defeated him. At this very moment, facing the astonishing power displayed by the billion soul banner, he finally understood why his clansmen were so fearful of this treasure. If the soul refining sect does not participate in our battle against the Vermilion Bird country, I, on behalf of the Immortal Forsaken clan, promise that we will not take a single step into the soul refining sect's territory. Farewell. He respectfully clasped his fists at Dun Tian, then turned and left. This is the power of my soul refining sect's billion soul banner.
What do you think?
Very strong. Ah. It turns out the soul banner has no fixed method of use. What can truly threaten late-stage ascendant cultivators is this banner's 4th main soul. But in tens of thousands of years, the 4th main soul has only appeared once. As Dun Tian flew, he explained the soul banner to Wang Lin in detail. In fact, although stealing Immortal Jade was the main purpose of this trip, Dun Tian's greater intention was to let Wang Lin witness the soul banner's power firsthand. In the blink of an eye, the two had already flown to the northern edge of the Vermilion Bird continent. Just then, Wang Lin's gaze suddenly sharpened. Dun Tian noticed it even a step ahead, grabbing Wang Lin and rapidly retreating. And what came into their view was a giant screen of light, slowly rising. The scale of this light screen was so vast that it enveloped the entire Vermilion Bird continent.
The Vermilion Bird Formation. It turned out the Vermilion Bird Formation is the strongest formation on planet Vermilion Bird.
This formation is highly versatile, it can be large or small. At its largest, it can envelop the entire planet Vermilion Bird, while at its smallest, it can protect just one person. From the looks of it, the Vermilion Bird Country is determined to fight the Immortal Forsaken clan. At this moment, a cold glint flashed in Dun Tion's eyes. The Vermilion Bird Formation envelopes the entire continent. Within every 10,000 li, someone must be acting as the formation's eye. You get out here for this old man. Otherwise, before the Immortal Forsaken clan even arrives, this old man will tear open a gap in this Vermilion Bird Formation first. After a 2-breath pause, a sinister-looking man appeared from within the light screen.
Seigneur, please calme your ranger.
You ask this junior to come out, and this junior has obeyed. Open it.
À you commande.
The sinister man raised his hand and pointed at the light screen. Immediately, an opening appeared in the screen. Dun Tion snorted coldly, and with a flash, entered the Vermilion Bird continent. Wang Lin followed closely behind. However, at this critical moment, the sinister man slapped the void with his right hand, and the light screen instantly closed, forcefully blocking Wang Lin outside.
You are seeking death. Seigneur, please calme your ranger.
This junior has no malicious intent. I just wish to have a match with the renowned fellow Taoist Song Nyo of planet Vermilion Bird, that is all.
Sans Niu, do you dare to fight me?
Who on earth is this person? Fellow Taoists, please don't be stingy with your likes. We'll continue in the next episode.